10 boudoir poses to get you started. How great would it feel to walk into every single shoot knowing that you can confidently pose anyone who steps in front of your camera? Well, I'll tell you, it feels pretty gosh darn good. One of my favorite things about photography is the posing, and I also know that it's one of the hardest things for new boudoir photographers because, yeah, you want to be great at posing, but how do you tell someone what to do if you don't know what makes up a good pose? You don't know where to begin. You're like, well, I haven't memorized 150 poses. How do I even get started? That's what this video is all about. I spent the last 10 years learning how to do this so that I could spend the last year putting together this book, Boudoir Posing. And I'm gonna demo an actual shoot for you. So I brought my friend Amy, who's the model from this book, back into the studio, and I set up my video camera in a way that you can see what I'm seeing through my camera. And how I set up the shot, how I'm actually guiding her into all the poses, what the finished pose looks like, and why I'm doing all of those things. And the cool part about it is if you got a copy of the book, you can see on every page with a pose, I give you the exact things, the directions to walk your clients through all the poses. And then the whole front third of the book is explaining why we do what we do, the philosophy of posing, how to approach all this so you know that you're doing it right from the first place. So I'm going to introduce it a little bit more once we get into the actual shoot. This is a little bit different format than I usually shoot. I'm really excited about it, and I think I'm going to do more like this. So we're going to walk you through 10 poses, how to do them, and why we do the things that we do in those poses. So enjoy. So folks, I don't know if you've already picked up a copy of Boudoir Posing, which is my book on posing. I literally wrote the book on Boudoir Posing. But my good friend Amy here is the fantastic model who's in, what, 12,000 poses we did? It seems like 12,000. There's like 150. And to show you how delightful and easy to use this book is, we are gonna demo exactly how to use this book today. So we're gonna play a little game of posing roulette, where Amy is gonna rando flip open a page, and I'm gonna show you how to do that pose exactly as it says in the book, because I give you step-by-step directions in the book of exactly how to guide your client/model into every single pose. So we're literally just gonna square up the camera with whatever the shot looks like in the book, and then read the text in the book to guide our fantastic model into the lovely pose. Here we go. So the first thing I'm gonna do is look at the photo in the book and line up the camera to match that. And we're pretty darn close there. I'm gonna call that good enough. Okay, so I'm gonna have Amy lie on the bed with, on her back with her head facing the camera. Feet toward the pillows. Scoot towards your feet a little bit more because I want your head actually on the bed. Perf. Okay, now I'm gonna have you bring both knees up and together. Yep, and then lower one of them slightly. Yeah, that's pretty good. Keep them together, legs touching, perf. All right, now I'm gonna have you cross your arms over your chest and bring your elbows together like you're giving yourself a big hug. But stack your elbows. Yep, just like that. With your fingertips touching the sheets, but hands other way. Yep, and then flatten your hands out so like your fingertips are down on the sheets, like out to the side farther. You have them tucked under your shoulders, just straighten your wrists out so your hands are, yep, there you go, perf. All right, now folks, not everyone is flexible enough to do this. If your model/client, I'm just gonna say client from now on, has bigger arms or they're a little bustier, they're not gonna be able to do this. I've had clients where we've tried to do this, and because of larger arms and larger chest, their elbows are basically like up by their face, and that's just not flattering. You know what? You do you. It's all art. But I generally only do this with bendier, smaller clients. All right, and then I would fan out her hair. It's already pretty fanned out. And honestly, I wouldn't do this. My stylist would because I never touch my clients. And then what I'm gonna have you do is bring your chin up. Good. And then be mindful of forehead wrinkles. Amy's forehead is wrinkle-free. Totes perfect. But when you tell someone to do that, they tend to scrunch their face up, and we don't want to get wrinkly forehead. But this is exactly the pose right here. All right, Amy, catch. Go ahead and get ready to catch the thing. I don't. Okay, what's next?
All right, we've got.
Do. Okay, that's a cool one. All right, this is another one of my favorite ones. So first, let's look at the scene. The camera is squared up to the bed, and you can tell that because of the lines of perspective. The farthest edge of the mattress is totally horizontal. If it was skewed a little bit, I'm gonna move the camera a little bit this way, it wouldn't be totally horizontal. It would be, well, skewed. So I'm gonna bring it back so we are squared on with the bed here. Okay, now, Amy, I'm gonna have you kneeling on the bed, turned 45 degrees away from the camera. It's a little bit to your right. And then scoot back so you're directly in the center of the mattress. This way a little bit. Directly in the center. Yep, for every direction. Perf. Yep, and knees pointed toward the corner. Nailed it. All right, I'm gonna have you sit on your heels with your toes pointed backwards. Got it. And then spread your knees about shoulder width apart. Okay. Now I'm gonna have you bring both of your hands up into your hair like you're massaging your scalp or like you're shampooing your hair. Yep, and then sit up straight, pop your booty back, and perfect. That's it. All right, catch. What's next?
We've got. They don't want to see that one. Ooh.
Oh, that's a fun one.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me move the camera and the lights. And we're back. All right, so you can see in this photo, the camera is just about level with the bed sheets. And I've zoomed in because now we're only getting part of Amy here in the frame. So Amy, I'm gonna have you lie on your side, perpendicular to the camera, which is this way, facing me. Yep, and your bottom arm is gonna reach out toward the camera. How dare you? Scoot back a little bit.
Oh, good. Fine. Is that good?
That'll do. Okay. And then I'm gonna have your top knee forward, straighten out your other leg. Yep. Yep, but bring it back down. So it's just over the top. So bring that top knee down to the other one. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Good. So it's just over the bed from that one. Yep. Okay, and then your top arm is going to come forward so that, yep, your right hand is resting on the bicep of your outstretched arm. Just like that. Perf. All right, so that elbow should be resting on the bed. So come forward. Yep, good. And bring your chin down a little bit. Good. And your hand that's on the bed, that's all outstretched, flip it over. Bring it this way. Good. And that's pretty gosh darn close to it. So what I would do here is straighten out the tank top because it's a little bunchy on your side and we're losing the curve of you over there.
Oh, yeah.
Amy is not lumpy. Yeah, that works. Yep, that arm flat, that one on that. There we go. And then chin up a little bit more. This way. And scene. All right, next. Okay, so also while Amy's flipping through looking for our next pose, which this is a great shot right here too. I should add this one to the book for the next go around.
Read book.
Yeah, book pose. Notice that I am making small adjustments that aren't the actual text because what I have in the book gives you direction on what you need to do, but not everybody's gonna fall into that exact perfect pose the very first time. So you're gonna have to say, move your elbow over, move your chin over, give little bits of instruction to fine tune the detail because I can't predict how your clients are going to respond to the direction. So I'm telling you what you need to have them do and you have the photo for reference. It's up to you to then make all these little tiny adjustments to dial it in. All right, so what are we doing next? That's a good one. All right, so if you'll notice, I have moved the camera to position it closer to what we see in the photo. Okay, mind you, what you see in the camera is in landscape mode versus what's in the book is portrait mode. You could totally shoot this either way, but because we're filming on YouTube, I'm not gonna, shoot vertical video here. That wouldn't translate. So bear with me, but you're gonna get the idea of what we're doing. Alrighty, so Amy, if you kneel on the bed with your, that farthest leg, yep, that's the one. So the top of your foot is just hanging off the mattress. Yep, perfect. All right, and then the leg closest to me should be straight down to the floor. Nailed it. Okay, then the hand, your right hand, the one next to the bent leg, yep. I'm gonna have you put that down onto the bed, other side of your knee, farther this way. Yep, nope, come back. Good, and then that way a little bit. Toward the pillows, yep, right there. Perf. Okay, and then the other hand, you're gonna hook it in the belt loop. Nope, side belt loop. Good. Now, if you were to have just undies on, you could hook it in the waistband, you could hook it in the pocket, kind of anywhere over there. You could just even put it on your hip if you wanted to, but I just want the arm over there. Let's go belt loop, because it's there. Okay, and then pop your booty back, and turn your hips a little more this way. Good. Keep your hand flat down on the bed. So you're going to kind of lean forward a little bit more and then look toward my light, the one that says not this light. That's exactly the one you're going to look towards. Yep. Just like that. And again, I would adjust the tank top so Amy doesn't look lumpy. Lumpy's in right now, I hear.
Love a good lump.
Yeah, lump's great. But otherwise,
Unless it's in this region, check yourself. Stay healthy.
Before you wreck yourself. Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
That's right.
It is October. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Hell yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. Relax your shoulder down. That's what we're looking for. Okay, so if you'll notice in the photo, Amy's left elbow is popped out a little bit more. I'm cool with that. I'm also cool with it just relaxed down. And again, you can look at the camera. You can look toward the light over here. And you could also look over that way toward the door. Or you could just drop your chin down, totally hang loose and let your hair all fall down. Super cool right there. So different variations that you can make with the same. The real magic here is that straight arm down because that allows her to pop the booty back and get the good curve in the back. And what's next? Oh, we go into a chair. All right.
Chair.
All righty. So this is one of my favorites. It's super versatile pose. And bonus, we're going to do a handful of variations on this one because it takes 1.5 seconds to go from variation to variation. You can quickly get a lot of photos out of this pose. So Amy, if you wouldn't mind, stand up please, and then spin the chair around so the back faces the camera. Perf. And take a seat facing the camera. Yep, just like that. Okay, maybe point your toes down and bring your thighs in until they're touching the back of the chair. Yep, or slightly wider, yep. Sit up straight, roll your hips forward, and place both hands on tops of your thighs with your fingers turned slightly inward. So you've got like claw hands, turn your hands together. Like, yep, just like that. And like it says, you don't want your hands to look like claws on top of your legs. Put them out on your knees like this, just to show what that looks like. Yeah, that's what we're trying to avoid. So go ahead and do the thing here, and then turn them back in. Jazz hands. Ballet hands. Jazz hands are up here. Yeah, that's what we are going for. Okay, rapid fire, quick variation rounds. Let's take your left arm, bring it up across the top. Yep, and then that's one. You throw here, that's two. Now bring this one up here. And by the way, folks, I am demoing everything I want her to do with my arms as we do this. because once she's in that position, all I have to do is mimic things. Give me one of these. Yep. Because sometimes I'm like, cool, moose antlers, they don't know what I'm asking for, but I will demo the pose so she knows exactly what I want. And then both hands flat like this in front of you on the bottom of the chair. And then straighten your arms, lean forward, hips forward, shoulders up. Good, right? And then you can look to the light and you can look to your left shoulder. All these different variations from this one position. And then lastly, squirrel pose. You have to make the face or it doesn't count. It's really that easy. All right, what's up next?
Oh, boy. Ooh. Okay, flip to this. Do you want to go back to the bed?
Oh.
Serendipitously keep doing chair stuff.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go back to the bed. Okay, alrighty. So again, first thing I do is get the camera lined up, at least so I'm in the position of where I want to be. Obviously, we're shooting on a tripod here. Amy, if you could belly flop onto the bed for me, that'd be great, please. Perf. Now that we have a starting point, okay, I'm gonna have you lie on your bed on the back so your feet are to the pillow and your head is toward the foot of the bed. And your shoulders are hanging over the edge. All the way hanging over the edge. Yep. Okay, and as it says in the book, make sure they feel comfy doing this pose because if people have back injuries, flexibility issues, this could not be a great thing. You also don't want them to fall off. So if someone is like 4'11" and you have half of them hanging off the bed, they might fall. So just be mindful of that situation. Alrighty, so maybe you bring your knees up and together. And then slightly lower your left knee. Less slightly. Good. I guess that would technically be more slightly. Less lowered. Yep, you're good. All right. Now I'm going to have you extend your arms. They're already over your head because you're balancing and gravity pulls you down there like that. So arms extended above your head, elbows slightly bent. I'm going to have you stagger your arms just a little bit so that they're not symmetrical. Bring your right hand closer to your head. Turn your fingers in to the middle. Good. Right hand closer to your head. More. Left hand farther out. You know what? Swap them. There we go. Bend your right elbow a little bit more. Turn your fingers toward the center. Magic. Yeah. And that arm still looks wonky. Bring it in closer to their hand. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. That's better. Yeah. So again, everyone has a different flexibility level. Obviously, Amy is the one in the example, and she's who I'm filming right now. But it's not going to be the same every single time, but it's pretty gosh darn close. And I'm on a tripod, or I would make adjustments with the camera right now. But you get the point. It's that easy. All right, I would throw this to you, but you're not in a position to catch stuff.
Nope.
So, posing roulette, what do you got for us? That'll do. All right, so as you can see, I have brought the camera to where the sample photo is, where the bottom of the frame is just below the top of the mattress. Amy, if you'd be so kind as to belly flop on the bed.
Whoa. It's a swan dive.
You do that so well. Yeah, this is a new pose. It's called flopping swan. Okay, so I'm gonna have you kneeling, facing the other direction. You know what, that way's fine. Actually, that's totally cool. Because one of the fun things about this book, I don't use left or right. I use descriptions like closest to camera, farthest to camera, because you can face left or right or whatever direction. I don't know what your studio looks like. I don't know what side you're trying to show off of your client. So this allows you to do whatever it is you want to do. Okay, so you are kneeling on the bed. You are facing 90 degrees from the camera. Nailed it. Sitting on your heels, toes pointed backwards. We got that? Check. Okay, scoot back a tiny bit for me. Good. And I'm gonna have you place your hands on the bed in front of you, one on top of the other one. Perfect. You'd make a great Vanna White also.
Thank you.
I'm gonna buy a vowel, and Just remind you to not interlock your fingers, because can you interlock them and then show the camera? Like hold your hands up this way. That, folks, is a 10-fingered hand, which looks real weird in photos. So we want to avoid that. So instead, we're just gonna stack them on top of each other. Can you show the camera one of these for me? So go from here, interlocked, to then perf. That is not a 10-fingered hand. That's what we're going for. Cool. Okay, so back in the bed. I'm gonna have you keep your arms straight, shoulders down, and then booty back to create a slight arch in your back. Good, and look straight forward at the wall in front of you. Good. And then again, quick variations. Look at the camera. Look at that light up there. And then look straight forward at the wall. Drop your chin all the way down, let your hair hang. This is one of my favorite poses, especially with clients with long hair, because they all love this basically lioness. Well, I guess lions, not the lioness, has a mane, but you know what I mean. Anyway. All right, Amy, if you could just randomly choose the one we just picked out for our next pose, that would be great. Oh, what? Totally a surprise. Cool, let's do it. Okay, so you can see in this one, the camera is just about at floor level, or eye level with our fantastic model who is sitting on the floor. So, Amy, if you'd be so kind, sit at a 45-degree angle from the camera. Yep, perf, legs crossed, just like that. All right, now the knee closest to me, bring that up like this. Now again, folks, I am demoing what I want her to do as I sit here next to the camera with a book in my hand, reading you this description. I'm gonna have you shift your weight to, hold up. Nope, backwards, bring up the other knee. Bring up the furthest knee, I read that wrong. Yep, and shift your weight to your left hip. Good, and you're gonna point your right toes down and bring that foot behind the other foot. So you could bring that foot out a little bit more if you need to. This is one that you may not be able to hold, so go ahead and rest your foot down while I tell you the rest of it, and then we'll pop up into that for the actual photo. Your right arm, oh wait, we can go directions of the book. This is all habit that I just tell people to do. Okay, the arm closest to the camera, your left arm, you're gonna bring it back down behind you like this, so you can actually rest on it, but I don't want you to bring your shoulder up. So stay up off your shoulder. Good. And then extend the other arm over the top of your bent knee. Good. And now point your toesies. Just of your right leg. Relax that left knee down. Get it on the ground. So you roll your weight this way. Yeah. And then look direction of your arm. And scene. So that is a great lesson that sometimes some of the elements of the pose are really hard to hold. So get someone into the rest of the position if it looks like they're straining, and then have them bring that other element into the scene. Let's pick another floor one since we're already both sitting on the floor.
Yeah.
That looks like
Floor with accessory.
Yes. So we call this one the therapist. Amy, tell me about your life.
It started at a very young age.
That's generally where our lives start. Okay. Instead, I'm going to have you sit on the floor. Yep, with your lower back up against the couch. Oh, and I'm going to move the camera back. There we go. Also, folks, you can see I have chairs and we'll call it debris in the background. Normally I would move that for a client shoot, but for the sake of this demo, I think we totes good here. Okay, so keep both your legs together, straight out in front of you. Yep, and then put your elbows back on the cushion. Yep. Now, one thing to keep in mind, if the cushions are high enough that your client's elbows are up there, yeah, you don't want that, not flattering, so don't do this pose. But we are in the clear here. So bend both of your knees up with, yeah, make all of the scoochy floor sounds. The knee closest to the camera is perf. Lower the other one for me. Good. Yep, Bring it up a little bit. Magic. Okay. Now, point your toes, and you're going to lift your heels up off the floor. So, yep, bring your feet back a little bit more if you need to. There we go. The magic here is when the heels come off the floor, because the more you point your toes, the leaner the legs look, and most ladies want lean-looking legs. That's alliteration for you folks at home. And look straight forward toward the bed. Shoulders down, chin forward. Elevate your sternum. That's a yoga phrase I learned, by the way. Nose forward and up. Perf. When I tell people to put their chin forward, they tend to lift their chin up. Yep. So I say bring your nose forward, and then they bring their face forward, just like that. Cool. Was that number 10? Oh, snap. All right. Well, there you go, folks. Number 10. So I hope you learned a ton watching that video. I love doing shoots like that. And Amy, one of my close friends, we've worked together for 10 years. We always have a blast when we shoot together. So of course, she was the one I reached out to put together this book, because we do this because I love it. I want to have fun. But also, she's crazy talented, super easy to work with. And I wanted to share that energy with you. So if you want to pick up a copy of Boudoir Posing, you can pick it up with the link down below. It's available on the Boudoir Guild's website. And what I love about this, and why I created it the way that I did, it's meant to be an educational tool. So you can study it during your practice shoots. You can go through, you can read it to prepare for your shoots. But it's also a reference tool, which is why it's spiral bound. So you can flip through and use it as a resource during your photo shoots. I leave it in my own studio. It sits on the mantle right behind this video camera filming me now. And I use it during my own sessions because I tend to do the same poses over and over again with my clients because they flow really well, they work. But sometimes I want to get more creative and just do something different. So I'll flip through my own book to get more ideas for poses that I know how to do, but maybe they're just not my normal go-tos, or, maybe my client has a different kind of outfit, or we want to show off something different. I have this resource available all the time that I can flip through. And it's printed, it's not digital only, because I don't want to stand there on my phone or on my tablet looking at a device, swiping, while my client is just awkwardly sitting there waiting for me. It is way better for maintaining rapport to flip through a paper book than to be on a device. So, usually while she's in the changing room getting the next outfit, I'm flipping through quickly looking for things. And the poses are broken down by, laying down, sitting, whether it's the bed, the couch, the chair, the floor, standing. So you're like, cool, standing poses. I'm going to open to that section of the book. And there's a ton of poses in there with exactly how to do them. So again, I'm using my own book as reference. You can do the same thing, and you can pick up the link down below. So if you want to see more videos about posing, you can also find those on the Boudoir Guild, where we filmed 4 pretty thorough videos where we walked through the hotel room, because I know not everybody has a studio. So I booked a hotel room, and you can see me posing someone on the bed, on the couch, on the floor, leaning up against the wall, different things that you'll have access to no matter where you are doing your boudoir shoots. And again, I walk you through step by step how to do all of it and why I do the things that I do. If you have any questions about any of this, leave it in the comments down below. And if you've picked up a copy, let me know what you think. I would love to hear your feedback and how it's helped your posing game. You are amazing. We'll see you inside.